Here's the preview for the cliff challenge. You can see that here we have our cliff. Car's going to leave off this edge with some velocity. This is where the velocity versus the angle activity comes in to get that horizontal velocity. Now the cliff is going to fall, and you need to be able to predict where we're going to place the target so that you can hit that. The variables again are going to be the angle, so the angle can change for the ramp. And then we can also adjust the height of the cliff, so the cliff itself can move up. So I can stack it up so that the cliff can go higher or lower. And so those are your two variables, your angle and your height. Those are your input values. And then the output value that you have to tell me is where I'm going to be placing the target. So that's all going to be done on your spreadsheet. I'll kind of walk through the spreadsheet now so that you can take a look at that.
All right, so we're now working within our spreadsheets, and again, for this cliff challenge, we're going to start where we're with our velocity versus angle spreadsheet. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is kind of copy this first sheet. So clicking up on this corner right here selects the entire sheet, and then I'm just going to copy that and then go to the new sheet, which is going to be for the cliff challenge, and I'm going to paste that. So I'm just pasting my values from one spreadsheet to the other, and this is because now these two are attached to each other. These two activities are attached to each other. Now I'm going to need a new input value here. Okay, so I'm going to actually put in my new input height. Okay, and so these are my two input values, and I'm going to color code those the same. Okay, so I've got my input heights. Now the output value of my velocity is one of the ones that I'm going to be using. So I'm no longer going to make that this color. So I'm going to switch this out, and I'm going to go ahead and make it a non-color since it's calculated value. And I'm not going to call it my output velocity anymore. I'm going to call this my horizontal velocity. So it's really the horizontal velocity as I leave the ramp. Now what I need to do though is I do need an output, and this is going to be the range. So output range, okay? And that's the target value, or the value where I'm going to place that target. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color code that one though. So that's going to be my output range, and that's the value that I need to have. So input, input, output. Now how I get to this, that's kind of the task. You have to kind of set up and look at, you now have a horizontal velocity, you're going to have an inputted height, and that should allow you to kind of calculate that range. So you can now go through and figure that out, and that's your task.